Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, or Tank12, however you call me, I don't really care, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And it seems to be that I can read the mind of wargaming, because the 122 TM, the premium tank that I did make a little first look video of a couple of days ago, is actually going to be the marathon tank for this year's Chinese New Year. And I think, is this the first time we had a Chinese New Year marathon? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is. But since the markets have risen in China so much, especially the video game industry, it obviously makes sense for wargaming to get a piece of that pie and to release the 122 TM, a Chinese premium tank, during the Chinese Lunar Festival. So, right here, what we have is a festival or a marathon that's going to last 10 days. As we already know, 10 days just previously, we had the same kind of challenge, and it's starting from the Friday, February the 12th, all the way to Monday, February the 22nd. So 10 days to do that. Is it going to be possible? Well, that's going to be topic of this video today. We're also going to be taking a look at the vehicle real fast, just a general overview, what you can expect, and in the end we're going to be talking about, is it really worth your time, and who really should get this tank and who shouldn't. So the main thing about this tank is that it is actually quite a good all-rounder, except for the gun. The gun is the big downside that really drags this tank down. So you have a 120mm gun, which is kind of awkward since the tank is called 122 TM. But this tank has a 120mm gun at tier 8 with 400 alpha damage. It fires APCR standard, heat shells as premium shells, and high explosive shells as third option, obviously high explosive. And yes, 233mm of pen, 299 with heat. So overall, the pen stats, the gun characteristics are all pretty damn good. You get great dispersion, 0.33, 8 degrees of gun depression, which you don't see on Chinese tanks, and 2.3 seconds aim time. So all in all, these things don't look too bad, right? But the 17.5 second reload time is what breaks the neck of this tank. If you have the best equipment on this vehicle, you can get it down to 13.5 seconds, I think. 13.5 seconds is still drastically high, even for a heavy-hitting premium medium tank, but it's a lot better than 17.5 seconds. So, is it really worth it? Well, your survivability and your mobility is decent. Your survivability of the frontal armor, the frontal turret armor, really good, 120, 280. The side skirts right here, you have like spaced armor in between, so the 80mm armor on the side is actually better, so heat shells will ricochet off that if you are side scraping. Now the turret has a weak spot, 2 cupolas with 160mm thickness, still super strong, but view range only 370 meters. It's a Chinese tank, so don't expect it to be as amazing. Mobility wise, this tank can hold up with, I'd say, a lot of the vehicles. 50 kilometers per hour top speed is good enough. 15.5 horsepower per ton, that's good enough. It's not going to be the fastest, but it's not going to be the slowest. So overall, I think it's a overall good tank, but the reload time is just really big downside to this vehicle. You have 1400 HP and 4 crew members. So while playing this marathon, you're also going to have the opportunity to get this skin. I think it's going to be included when you get the tank and you finish level 10. It's the Tame the Ox skin, maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but it's based on the, I'm not even sure, it's the spirit animal of the year, which is the ox of this year. And if you like it, well, that's great for you, but yeah, I think it looks okay, looks decent, and the tank itself looks decent as well. So moving on, now we're going to get into the real important parts of this Lunar challenge. We have 10 mastery missions, or we have 10 missions for commitment, and we're going to go through them one by one. So the very first one for the mastery is to get a high caliber, and that is tier 10 and tier 9 only. what I've noticed is that these mastery missions have kind of gotten out of hand, a little bit at least. So you have to get a high caliber mission at the very first one. So 3000 base experience. I think you're faster with getting the 3000 base experience than the mastery mission. But obviously you can just play tier 10 and get a couple of games in and you probably have gotten that. Or if you're getting lucky, you might just get it in the very first try. Now the second one is top player on your team by damage cost. At tier 10 and 9, like those game modes or those tiers are the highest of the high, so those are really competitive. So maybe, you know, mission for commitment is going to be faster, to be fair, because getting a top damage is not as easy as one would think. It is just once though, you just have to reach it once, but the base, you know, base experience is very low still. 5000 is in the tank quite quickly if you play a little bit, if you have a bit of a, you know, if you're just playing the game, doesn't matter, you can play whatever you want to play and you are not kind of stuck at tier 10 or tier 9. Then, mission for commitment is going to be 9000 for tier 3, and for the mastery, you have to get 850 base experience 3 times. Now, the base experience part is exactly what's really going to be difficult, because getting 850 base experience is actually a lot. 850 base experience is a lot, so yeah, 3 times. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to reach it before you get the mission for commitment. This is really going to be once again, the very best players will just rush through this, and the ones that are maybe not as experienced will have to, you know, go through the mission for commitment. I like to go through mission for commitment. I don't really play a lot of tier 10 and tier 9. Well, I do play tier 9, but tier 10 not so much. So I prefer to play, you know, just a game, have fun. If I don't have fun, I'm not playing the game. It's as simple as that. So mission for mastery 4 costs 4208 HP of damage in battles 4 times. Now, it did have quite a drastic upscale in base experience, but 4200 HP in 4 battles, well, I think if you can play in a tank destroyer, you can do that. So I think I would go for the mission for mastery on this one, since 17,000 base experience is going to be quite an upstep. Then 28,000 base experience, that's another 11,000 base experience uplift. So this time around you have to cause 3200 HP of damage and be the top player overall by damage cost 9 times. So this is stage 5, right? So they want you to actually cause 9 times the top damage and have at least 3200 HP of damage. So this is one that I would try in a tier 9 vehicle, because at tier 10 getting the top damage is going to be quite difficult. 3200 HP would be a lot easier in tier 10, but tier 9 is similar to it. So if you play a tank destroyer and you just, you know, play a TD, maybe the object 704 is a good option, and you just dish out the damage, because every single shot is mostly going to be, that you pen is going to be 750. And even if you lose the game, you're going to be able to probably be the top damage player if you do the 3200. So I think this definitely would be the mastery mission at tier 9. Don't do it at tier 10. I think it's going to be really frustrating at tier 10 because of the amount of super overpowered premium tanks, or, you know, reward vehicles and object 430Us and 268 version 4s running around just wrecking havoc. And I would say you're much better off with doing that at tier 9, because I think tier 9 is a lot better balanced than tier 10 is. And even now, tier 9 is slowly creeping into the tier 10 space, where it's kind of getting, you know, all over the place. But still, tier 9 is the place where I would do this mission, or do all the missions, to be fair. Now, mission 6. Earn high caliber reward 5 times. Now, this is weird, like 5 times. That sounds like a lot easier than this mission, but high caliber, that's 20% of the damage still. So yeah, that's what I would do in a tier 9 as well. Mastery mission would be my choice here. 5 times, a lot better than 30,000 base experience. Then stage 7 as well, cause at least 4,200 HP of damage in 12 battles, in 12 battles. This is the mastery mission that I would be doing in tier 10 because you get the most amount of HP there and you hit the hardest. Do it in a Jag Panzer E100, something like that. I think you're going to be able to do it at a lot faster than get the 33,000 base experience that are needed. Then stage 8, mission for mastery, be the top player overall by experience earned 14 times. This I would do in a tier 9, and I think this is definitely what I would be doing. The mission for commitment right here is, although it's 35,000, it's still going to be taking a long time. And then you have the mission 9 and 10, and to be fair, mission 9 and 10 for the mastery, be the top player on your team by damage caused 27 times, and at 10 be the top player on your team by experience earned 35 times. This is where they just want you to make the mission for commitment, because these two missions are absolutely ridiculous. Because 35 times and 27 times, these are just numbers they pulled out of their ass to make you grind and suffer the last step, so you buy the vehicle for 20% off. Because if you buy it for 20% off, you only pay, let's say, $20, but in the end, still, you know, they still get $20 from you. So these two missions, I would just do a mission for commitment, because don't even bother with this. Its mastery is completely out of the picture, because you're not going to be playing 35 games and you're not going to be the top player by experience earned 35 times. So I would just do the mission for commitment. Spare yourself the headache here. Definitely do not even try. This is just wargaming taking the piss and taking a shit on top of you, so don't even bother. So all in all, the base experience that you need is 260,000. If you want to do it all for, you know, commitment, I would highly advise against it. Do some with tier 10s and tier 9s if you do have the option of running them. And yeah, 260,000, that's 26,000 base experience per day. Who has the time for that? No one. And who has the nerve for that? No one. So right here you get the equipment and stuff, and those are the things you will receive: the tank, garage slot, Brothers in Arms crew, a style, 3 days of premium, which is whack, 1.1 million credits, which is okay, gun rammer, this equipment 2.0 thing, I'm not even sure what it is, vents, premium equipment, and then these consumables there. So all in all, these rewards are absolutely not worth it if you buy it, because I think most of them are not worth anything. Gold you can, credits you can grind, all of these things you can buy on sale, and the styles, I mean, you can still get styles all over the place. So this is the style. If you get it done and you get the vehicle, and you can actually do like this is the style that you can unlock if you play the tank. And wait, available for completion only in a T122 TM Lunar mission, will last for 10 days. Not only will each objective fulfilled grant a discount to the 3D style bundle, it will also bring you a valuable loot, including Days of World Tanks Premium, personal reserves, and more. However, you only have to accomplish a total of 8 tasks to get 100% discount on the bundle. Unlike the first bundle, this one will be available for gold. Remember, the faster you get the 122 TM by completing taming the Aux mission, the more rewards you can earn from Chapter 2 missions. So Chapter 2 missions are these missions that you can do for the vehicle, and this is I think this is just a cheap way of luring people into buying the tank, so that they can get certain things like crew training books. There are also 10 stages, and they also have mission for commitment on the... Oh no, actually not. I'm sorry. That was actually the mission base. But if you want to have the 3D special style, which also unlocks certain other things, you'll have to pay 5,000 gold. Wargaming are trying to get our gold out of our pockets that we have gotten from the Christmas unboxing, so this is such a scam. I'm not sure why they don't just allow us to do these missions longer, you know, and just do them after we've unlocked the tank. I think that would be a nice touch. Just give us, I don't know, indefinite amount of time to do these missions as soon as we unlock the tank, so everyone can get a nice skin. I think it doesn't even look good. I think it looks like dog shit, but I mean, the players that do like it, they're just getting kind of forced into either buying the tank and then, you know, forcing them to really hastily play it until the event is over, because it's only going to last to the 24th of February, so Wednesday. So yeah, or you're going to buy it, because I'm pretty sure they're going to add some kind of bundle where you can buy this immediately as well. Yeah, wargaming. So who should get the 122 TM? Well, definitely people who like Chinese medium tanks, people who are grinding the Chinese medium line. I think this is a great opportunity to pick this one up if you play a little bit and get a discount on it. But we still have to see how expensive it's going to be. If the price is going to be even more ridiculous than last year, I would absolutely not advise it. And I would just not buy it. But I would, you know, play at least to a couple of stages and take your time. You don't have to finish it at stage 10, but I think it's doable in a way if you have some time. But most of the people don't have the time. So do you miss out if you don't have this tank? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to miss out. The reload time is just so atrocious that it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a hard vehicle to play. Especially to be really combat effective, you have to be kind of on the paying side. You have to use all the premium equipment. But other than that, the vehicle is decent. It's going to have a decent armor loadout or profile. It's going to have decent mobility. And the gun handling is nice as well. So I think people will just see that, oh, the tank is going to bounce stuff. Oh, the tank is going to hit things, and they don't really take into account that the DPM is such an important aspect that they're going to pick it up. But I think some people might be disappointed, other people will really enjoy it, so just keep it in mind. I think, yeah, it's a marathon. I do have a bit of time. I'm going to try to do it, and let's see if I'm going to stream World of Tanks the next week for the 122 TM. Hopefully this video wasn't too long, and I would love to hear your opinion. What do you think about the 122 TM Lunar Challenge? And write it down in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, peace out.